You know, there is a massive, invisible war being fought right now inside an app you probably use every single day. And no, it's not about stickers or status updates. It's a battle for the future of artificial intelligence, and it's all happening right inside your WhatsApp.
50 million. Just let that number sink in. It's a huge number, almost impossible to really picture. But this isn't just some random statistic. It's the number of people who are about to get hit by a massive digital blackout.
That's right, 50 million people who use tools like ChatGPT right there in WhatsApp to, draft emails, learn new things, or just have some fun. They're about to be cut off. And trust me, they are not the only ones.
So what is going on here? We're calling it the Great AI Blackout. Let's break down what's happening and why some of the world's most powerful AI tools are just vanishing from its biggest messaging app.
And just look how fast this all went down. It kicks off in October 2025 with a simple rule change from Meta. By November, a giant like Microsoft is already pulling its Copilot AI. A week later, boom, the European Union launches a full-blown investigation. And the final deadline, the day the lights go out for good, is January 15th, 2026. This is not a slow burn. This is an explosion.
So what's Meta's side of the story? Well, their official line is that it's a technical problem. They claim that all these powerful AI chatbots are just too much for WhatsApp's infrastructure to handle, putting a strain on our systems. Sounds pretty reasonable, right?
But here is the question that everyone, from competitors to investigators, is asking. Is this really about some overloaded servers? Or is this a calculated power play to control the future of AI on the most important communication platform on the planet?
To figure that out, we have to look closer at Meta's new rulebook. Let's get into the one, seemingly small change that basically lit the fuse on this whole global firestorm.
Okay, so at the heart of this new rule is this crucial distinction between what they call auxiliary and principal AI. An auxiliary, or like a helper AI, is still totally fine. Think of a bot that just tells you where your package is. Simple. But a principal AI, where the whole point of the chat is the AI, like asking ChatGPT to write a poem for you, that is now banned. So, let me put it another way. If an AI is a tool that helps you do something else, it's fine. But if talking to the AI is the main event, it's banned. And that one little distinction is what kicks giants like ChatGPT and Copilot right out the door. Now let's circle back to Meta's claim about system strain. Okay, so get this. WhatsApp handles over 100 billion messages a day. The traffic from all these AI chatbots they're banning, it's less than 0.5% of that total. It's literally a drop in the ocean. And remember, Meta is rolling out its own AI, which is for sure going to generate a ton of traffic.
So yeah, that whole system strain argument starts to look pretty weak when you see the numbers. If it's not a technical problem, then what is the real reason? Well, regulators over in Europe think they know, and they are not happy about it.
And that brings us to the next chapter. Europe has officially opened a case. The European Commission is now investigating Meta for potentially illegal anti-competitive behavior. Let's dig into how they're building their argument.
The legal charge here is abuse of dominant position. I know, sounds super complicated, but this analogy makes it so simple. It's like Meta owns the only well in the desert. That well is WhatsApp. What the EU is accusing them of is basically refusing to sell water to anyone who might, one day open up a rival drink stand. They're using their control over something essential to kill the competition before it can even start. So the EU's case really boils down to 4 key points. First, they say Meta is using its total control of WhatsApp to simply choke its AI rivals. Second, this isn't about protecting their messaging app, it's a power move to conquer the next huge market, AI. Third, it's a classic case of self-preferencing, basically rigging the game to make sure their own product wins, even if it's not the best one. And finally, and this is the big one for all of us, it denies people the freedom to choose the best tool for the job.
And because that clock is ticking, the EU is thinking about using a rare and really powerful tool called interim measures. This would be like a judge slamming a giant pause button on Meta's entire plan, forcing them to stop the January 15th ban while the investigation is going on, all to prevent what they call irreparable damage to the market.
Make no mistake, the outcome of this whole fight is going to create some very clear winners and some very clear losers. So let's zoom out and ask the big question. What does all this corporate and political drama actually mean for the future of the AI that you carry around in your pocket?
Because look, this isn't just about one app anymore. Your chat has become the battlefield for a global war over AI. And the result of this case is going to set the rules of the road for how AI gets to billions of people around the world.
This scorecard right here shows the stark reality of it all. Before the deadline, you have options, a competitive market. But after January 15th, Meta AI becomes the exclusive ruler of the kingdom. ChatGPT and Copilot, blocked. And what about all those innovative AI startups? The little guys, they're just eliminated. The winner is pretty obvious.
But the stakes here are even higher than that. First, you've got a data monopoly. Only Meta gets that fire hose of user conversations to train its own AI, making it smarter while rivals starve for data. Second, it's stirring up geopolitical tensions, with the US government calling this an attack on American companies. And finally, this case sets a massive precedent. Whatever happens here will decide the rules for Apple and Google next. This isn't just a WhatsApp issue. It's the future of your phone.
So when you boil it all down, for all of us, it comes down to a really simple but profound choice. Do you want the convenience of having one AI perfectly built into the app you already use every day? Or do you want the freedom to choose any AI you want from an open market?
And that leaves us with the final question, the one that regulators in Brussels and executives in Silicon Valley are battling over right now. Should one company, just because it owns the pipes we all use to communicate, get to decide which AI you're allowed to use? The answer to that is going to define the next decade of technology.